Hey everybody, this is Perry with Premier Guitar. We're coming up on 10 years of shooting the rig rundown with some of the world's most amazing guitar players, so I thought it'd be cool to dig through our archives to find some of the best moments and stories. In this particular installment, we went with some heavy hitters. We are taking a look at 5 of the best blues rock boards we've ever seen on the rig rundown. Enjoy.
Okay, so this is actually kind of my makeshift board for the time being, but I had a nice custom board built by this guy. His company's called Hellwig Pedalboards. He's like, you know, there's boutique amp builders, and now there's like boutique pedal board builders that build these incredible pedal boards that are almost like furniture, you know. And so it's this really nice pedal board. It's got all this stuff and then a few extra things, but this is what I'm using right now until I get the new one in my possession. But starting off in the signal chain, we have the Dunlop Univibe reissue. That is, in particular, I use that for the rhythm sound on Blue on Black. You know, it just gets a really unique sound. It's very Hendrixy, you know, and some of the Hendrix stuff, you know, I definitely use that as well. We put the tape on the knobs because the knobs are kind of hard to see, you know, where, you know, what level they're turned up to. I mean, because there's no like real, it's just like a dimple in each knob. So when you're on stage, it's hard to see where it is. And I found that they were constantly getting moved. So we just put tape all over them so that they will not get moved anymore. So there's nothing secret going on there. It's just to keep the knobs from getting moved around. A sample of just the, this is the Dunlop Univibe. So that's what I use that for, is like the rhythm part in Blue on Black. This is an Electro Harmonix POG 2. This is an octave generator, basically. And, you know, this thing gets all kinds of like trippy, far out sounds. I'm using this on one song, and it was our version of Your Blues, the Beatles song. And when you listen on the record, you can hear the effect, and this is how we're doing it live as well. So, you know, you can dial it in. These are not my settings because what I actually did is I found the settings that I wanted, and then you can store it as a preset in the pedal. So don't pay any attention to the sliders because they're not important right now because I just have it set. There's a preset that I had dialed in, and that's basically what I do is I just switch that on. But it's cool. You can get everything from like an organ sound. I mean, when I first got this pedal, I was messing around with it, and I was playing some chords, and people were freaking out because it sounds just like an organ if you want it to. Or you can just get a high octave or a low octave or a combination of that and your natural guitar sound. I have to use this in conjunction with another pedal to get the sound that I want. So I throw the POG on, which has this, it's really trippy sounding. So it has like a swell effect to it, but then when I kick on the overdrive over here, like the King of Tone, for example, it kind of helps accommodate for that and still maintains the right octaves. Custom Audio Electronics wah pedal by Dunlop, and I'm a big Dunlop user, have been for years basically. And this wah pedal, I've been in search for, you know, the best sounding wah pedal, and I have an original Vox Clyde McCoy wah pedal from the 60s. That's like the holy grail of wah pedals. Everybody tries to emulate that, and I've just been on the lookout for the one that sounds the closest to what I want a wah to sound like, and this is it. It's got 2 different inductors in it, so it's switchable with this switch on the side, so you can choose between the 2 different inductors. It also has a built-in overdrive, which I don't use at all, and then this knob at the top of it is to control the amount of overdrive should you choose to use the built-in overdrive. But I basically use it on the yellow setting over here, and I find that it sounds great. It's got a nice sweep, you know. It's really vocal. You know, it's just really sounds the way that I think a wah pedal should sound. Throw in, you know, overdrive and really get crazy with it. Chicago Iron Tycho Brahe Octavia reissue. I have an original Tycho Brahe Octavia at home that I reserved just for studio use, but these guys have really nailed the reissue. I mean, this is an accurate of a reissue as any pedal I've ever seen. It sounds like the real thing. It basically is the real thing, and I use that on songs. Some of the Hendrix stuff, I use it on Blue on Black. I use it a few times throughout the night. I found that I get the best sound. You can either use the pedal by itself, or you can throw like a tube screamer on top of it and just roll the tone back slightly, and the neck pickup is the best sounding pickup with this pedal. So. Analog Man, king of tone pedal. Now this right here, if you want to know like the majority of my sound throughout the night, it's basically the sound of the amps and this king of tone pedal and the tube screamer that we're going to get to in a minute. That's it. Everything else is just for like one or two songs here and there. But this king of tone pedal, I mean, when the guy named it king of tone, he was not lying. I mean, this is one of the greatest overdrive pedals ever built. Analog Mike and I have been friends for a long time. I've worked with him on pedals for a long time, but he really knocked it out of the park with this pedal. It's got two independent overdrive circuits built into it. One is a high gain. The left side is the high gain, and the right side is the low gain. You can modify them. He can modify them to be both high gain or both low gain. It also has a couple of dip switches inside where you can manipulate the sound of it. So it's very versatile, but it just sounds huge and really nice and fat and round. And a lot of people stack pedals, you know, like they'll put on multiple overdrives or two or three pedals at a time to get the guitar and the rig to react the way you want it to. And I find that this pedal, you know, using both channels at the same time. Sometimes I'll use one for rhythm sound. Sometimes I just use the amp for the rhythm sound. And then sometimes I'll kick both of them on at the same time for overdrive. And then sometimes I'll do both of these in a combination of another pedal for a lead sound. But this thing is on 90% of the time in my show. This is the low gain stage right here. So you can hear the difference between the natural sound of the amps. So I use that on like some rhythm parts that I need a little bit of extra kick. And then this is the high gain. But it's not too drastically different, but when you combine the two, it's like over the top awesome. Ibanez Tube Screamer TS 808 HW, which this is the hand-wired edition of the Tube Screamer. Some guys, you know, think that there's not that much difference between that and the TS-808 reissue. This is all hand wired inside. I have A-B'd it personally with an original TS-808 that I have and one of the reissues, which I think the reissues are great pedals too. But this one honestly has a warmer sound to it. I think hand wiring, there's something to be said for that. And this pedal definitely sounds a lot warmer while still retaining that signature TS-808 Tube Screamer sound. So I have found that in the chain of effects that sometimes I'll run the two channels on the King of Tone pedal, and then I'll throw the TS-808 on top of it, and it's an incredible combination because the Tube Screamer has a couple of tonal properties that the King of Tone doesn't have. So when you use the two together, it's like the best. It's got everything to it. It's got the fat low end, it's got the nice sparkly high ends, and it's got a really nice mid-range capability. And when you run those two pedals together, I don't really know of a better combination, to be honest with you.
So is the Tube Screamer not modified then?
No, that's just straight from the factory. Those guys sent that to me, and I put it in my board, I don't know, probably whenever they first came out with it, a couple of years ago. I think it was like 3 years ago. I put it on my board, and it's been there ever since. And it has never broken. I've never had a problem with it. And I like to put all three of them on and just get really crazy. So, and what enables like those three pedals to sound like that and to get that kind of feedback without it sounding harsh or shrill or, getting out of key or anything like that is really that Tweedledee Deluxe by Dumble. Because if I took that out of the mix, there'd be a whole different dynamic going on. But with that thing on, man, it's just, I can pick a note, any note that I want, and just hold it as long as I want. It's pretty incredible. It's like it never gets offensive, to the ear, which is, that's a challenge when you're running everything as hot as it can get up here. A lot of times, man, it can get out of whack, but it's a pretty great combination what we got going on right now. Next to that, we have the Analog Man bi-chorus pedal. So this is a really cool chorus pedal. It's one circuit, but he has the ability to have two independent settings. So what I use is I have one side set for like a fast setting, which gives you more like a like a Leslie sound, and then I have a very slow setting on the other side of it. Just kind of smooth some things out and give a slight chorus effect. Not too much depth on it, just a little bit, just a hair, just so that you can hear the effect on there, but it's not overwhelming the natural sound of the rig. I use that on a few songs. It's really handy when we do like the slow version Voodoo Child Blues by Hendrix. It's a really handy pedal to use in that especially. And I don't like it to be too fast, like a lot of like roto vibes and stuff like that. They go real fast, and to me, I like it kind of like a medium speed setting, And it sounds really good when you throw an overdrive before it. And then I'll turn on, you know, just like the slow setting for a really cool Hendrix thing. This is called the Delay Llama, and this is by a company called Jam Pedals, and they're a relatively new company coming out of Europe. And I met them when I was on the Experience Hendrix tour, and you know, they came out and they let me demo this pedal and check it out, and I really loved it. It's an analog delay pedal. And what's cool about it is it sounds like a real tape echo pedal to me, but this little button right here on the left is like a hold switch. So, you know, you can hit something and then the delay happens, but as long as you have your foot on there, it will hold it like indefinitely. And so you can create all kinds of cool stacking sounds, get really psychedelic and trippy on it. And they're actually making me a modified version because I want one that has a tap tempo switch on it. And then I actually would like for this switch to be an on-off switch instead of having to keep my foot on there the whole time. So they're actually modifying one and developing it now, and I think they're going to bring it out to NAMM for me, and I'm going to get to put it in the pedal board at that point. But it's a really great sounding delay pedal, and these guys, they hand paint all of their pedals, and they hand build all their pedals, and it's really quality stuff. It sounds like, you know, tape echo, but not too random. And then you know, you throw like a overdrive in front of it so that it really pushes the front end of the delay pedal, and then you hit that hold switch, and it can be really fun. Next to that, we have, you know, just the Boss tuner. I use that to tune, if necessary, on stage, and I also use it as a mute switch. So when I'm switching guitars, instead of messing with the AB box, I just hit the tuner and it kills the signal, and everything's quiet while I'm switching out the guitars. And then we have the Voodoo Lab pedal power that's powering everything that's on the board. And, you know, it's just good, man. You don't have to worry about switching out batteries anymore. And it's been really reliable. I think I got that thing like in the 90s, and it's still going.
Excellent. Yeah. What are you using cable-wise to patch these?
Well, this is an assortment. So this is, like I said, this is like the makeshift board. So some of it is whatever we had laying around, and then these are George L. cables, you know, that I made myself, and I ordered the kit from him, and I had them sent to my house, and just put them all together. They're solderless, you know, cables, and they have a great connection, and they're pretty durable and reliable. And if you should ever have a problem with them, you can just cut the end off and make a new connection. And then we have some of the traditional ones. You know, we get those from Dunlop and Ernie Ball. They send them out, and you know, we just this
grab bag right now.
Yeah, this is just this is just kind of like everything but the kitchen sink kind of pedal board right here. We're using the new wireless that Line 6 put out. It's the G90, I believe, and it's really cool, man. To be honest with you, I have been in search of a wireless that just did not destroy the sound of my guitar. You know, I've used everything. I've used. If they make a wireless, I have used it, and I've always been dissatisfied to some degree. And you know, whether it made my rig sound compressed, or whether it was dropping out too much or whatever, this Line 6 wireless sounds incredible. I mean, it sounds just like you're plugged right into the amp with a cable. And for some people, I guess the way that they describe it is such a direct sound that it's as if you're plugged into your amp with a cable that's like this long. So there's actually no signal loss whatsoever. And for some people, They're not used to that direct of a sound because they have like a 30-foot cable, and there's some tone loss that occurs when you have a long cable like that. So they actually have a button in the wireless where you can accommodate for that. So, you know, you can like specify if you want the sound of a 25-foot cable or a 30-foot cable.
Do you have that set?
No, I have it set on just, you know, with...
You want the 2-inch cable to
Yeah,
your
I
amp.
want the most pure sound of my amp possible. And you know what? I mean, it really sounds... I've A-B'd it with the cable and with the wireless, and I actually prefer the sound with the wireless. And that's great because then there's no tripping over cables on stage.
Sounds good. It sounds like you guys really take the time to dial everything in.
Yeah, we try to, you know, and the new pedal board has even more stuff on it. Because I found that, you know, I'm doing a lot of tap dancing, you know, so I actually went and got Voodoo Labs pedal switching system and their, what do they call it, the Commander. So, you know, all my pedals are going to be basically in their own loops, and we're going to be able to program it however I want and assign, you know, certain pedals to certain switches, and I'll be able to hit one button and 3 pedals will come on at the same time. So I'm looking forward to that as well. But yeah, it's, you know how it is. If you're a guitar player, you're in the constant pursuit of the best tone you can find. And so for me, my rig is kind of an ever-evolving thing.
Are there some pedals that are on the new board that you don't have out here that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, we've got, there's a BK Butler tube driver pedal, which those are, you know, really cool pedals. The vintage ones are, you know, pretty collectible, but they just recently started remaking those. Everything that you see here is on there, and then there is also, we took the insides of one of these wah pedals and mounted it underneath the board and attached it to a switch, and it's set, the pot is set at a particular setting, because on this song, Show Me the Way Back Home, I have a wah pedal engaged, and I have it set, you know, at a certain position to get this sound, and then I have the tone control rolled all the way off on my neck pickup, and then I'm like moving so there's like all these things just to get that one sound. So rather than having to like mess around with trying to get the wah in the right spot, we took the insides out of the wah, mounted it to the pedal, hooked it up to a switch, so all I have to do is hit that switch and roll my tone knob back, and I'm good to go. Nice. So there's some tricky stuff in there as well that nobody would even know about, but there's lots of good stuff and lots of fun toys, you know.
I guess the only semi-complicated thing, and it's not that complicated,
Right.
is your rather modest pedal board. Let's run through this.
Less modest than the last one you saw. I think.
Yeah, slightly, I guess. I think it's the same board. It might have like one more pedal.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I went from like no pedal board to a piece of plywood to, and then I just felt I went on that Jimi Hendrix tour, and everybody's got nice pedal boards. And so I kind of felt a little peer pressure there.
Yeah.
And then I saw these cool, like, light up pedal boards and looked like a spaceship, so I got it.
Sure, very cool. And this is Trailer Trash. Okay, a Nashville company, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. So a Trailer Trash board lights up. That's pretty pimp. I like that.
Yeah.
Running into this wah.
Yeah, that's a jam pedal, wah. And,
I think you had a different one last time. Okay.
I think I did. I think I had the Joe Bonamassa pedal.
Sure.
Wah pedal.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, well, that sounds killer.
Yeah,
man.
it's great. It's got, you know, that sort of like notch switch on the side, so it starts the potentiometer in a different place.
Oh, cool.
On its EQ sweep, you know.
So you can kind of tailor it where you want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, from there, looks like to the tried and true Boss tuner.
Yeah.
TU3. Okay.
Tuner / mute switch.
Right, perfect. And then you're running into this guy, right?
Yeah, so this is just controls the on and off of all the pedals on the board, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Okay. And do you know who makes this? Do you remember where you got it?
Is this Three Monkeys? No, that's Whirlwind. This is Whirlwind?
Oh, I don't know.
I think Three Monkeys, right?
Okay.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
Three Monkeys. Okay, loop. Okay, cool. Sure. And then let's go through here. I guess over here is your overdrive.
Yeah, I got the Visual Sound Root 808.
Yeah,
which
another Nashville company, the Visual Sound. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of my main drive pedal, I would say.
Those are great, man. They make great pedals. They sound great.
Yeah, they sure do. Yeah.
Okay, so that next you've got. What are you going from there?
Yeah, so we've got let's see here. How do we do this? This guy's the Cobb pedal. just clean octave boost, I guess what it
Oh,
stands
really?
for. It's yeah, man, those things sound great. They're great. Just like I heard Doyle Jr.
Yeah.
play through one, and it sounded amazing. I can't make it sound like him, but it's a cool pedal, man.
Hey, let's hear a little bit of that thing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. If you crank it up, it's.
Wow. So is that
Pretty nasty.
just that pedal right
It's just
there?
that pedal, yeah.
Wow, man, it's amazing.
And that's through the clean channels too. So
Do you ever double them down with other dirt?
it just gets to.
I
It
bet
doesn't
it
make.
would-
It stops making notes
Yeah,
at a certain point. So
yeah. Wow, that's great. Okay, very cool. Okay, show us something else cool. That was great.
Well, this is the ultimate octave, the full tone, and it's just another. It's just a different, I guess, flavor of octave fuzz pedal.
Let's do a taste test.
This one has more of a distinct octave you can hear.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. On that one, you know what it is, you know, when you hear it.
Yeah.
The other one, I wouldn't know what that was.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, that's cool. Cool.
Yep.
Okay, and next.
This is another jam pedal, like the wah, and this is the Tube Dreamer, I think it's called, and it's just, man, it sounds like it's kind of like an instant old amplifier or something.
Oh, cool.
It's got more of a vintagey. It's an overdrive pedal,
Okay.
but it's a little more vintage to me sounding than the Root 808,
Yeah.
and so
Well, let's hear that bad boy.
yeah.
God, sounds great. Okay, let's hear your amp just with no pedals. I want to hear like a
Okay.
taste test in between.
Yeah, so this is the kind of the clean, which isn't like clean, but
Yeah.
it's clean for me.
Yeah, no, totally.
Yep.
Yeah, that's great. And so that's just your amp, just a little bit of warmth there.
Yeah.
That's great.
And
man.
then, yeah, it's a pretty good, because then you can turn down your volume on your guitar and
yeah,
get different tones that way too.
right. And when you dig into it, there it is.
Yep. And then
Okay.
this is kind of the dirtier channel. So you can. It's really dynamic. It's a dynamic
Yeah.
amp. If you get on it, you can.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. That
notice it,
sounds
you know?
great.
And then so I usually put that with one of the overdrive pedals would be the lead sound. So
Sure. And your dynamic wah is in there.
yep.
Let's see what that thing
Yeah, that's
is.
like my favorite pedal, I think. It's really touch sensitive, so you can.
Huh.
The harder you hit it, the more it opens. So
Oh, like
it's
almost
really,
like an envelope filter
Yeah.
kind of thing. Cool.
Yeah.
So you can adjust the threshold where where it won't dig in until you.
Yeah,
really
exactly.
hit it.
Like you can. Depending
Yeah.
on how you hit it, it opens up more.
Yeah, that's great.
It's a great pedal, yeah.
Yeah, that's too cool. And then the whirlwind bit in the middle there.
Yeah, that's just a clean boost, And I've tried a few of those out, and that's the best one I've tried. I mean, it really doesn't color the sound at all. It just kind of...
Just gets you a little louder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Just gives it a little edge.
Right. So subtle you can barely hear it.
Yeah. And it's great. Certain rooms, you know, don't really give it up for you when you're playing, and it's nice to have a pedal like that to kind of make it a little more full sound in a room that's...
Yeah, and it seems like you don't spend a lot of time like tap dancing on pedals. It seems like you kind of get a tone and blow and go.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could probably stand to be a little more thoughtful
Yeah.
about shaping tones here and there, but I just tend to not think about that too much.
Yeah, just play. Yeah, great.
The person that made this pedal board recently for me is named Dave Phillips, and he has a company called LA Sound Design, and he's just one of the great pedal board makers in the probably in the world. And he put this together where all the pedals work really well together, so I can use overdrives and fuzzes and multiple fuzzes on with the overdrive as well, and a clean boost or whatever I'm doing, and everything, it just all works really well together. And I'm not sure how he makes that happen, but he's really good at figuring that out.
Wow, and it is so clean, man. I mean,
it is very clean and it's durable.
Yeah, is this? Did you just have this built for this tour? Or did you have it with Clapton as well? Or?
Yeah, he helped me quite a bit figure out this, and I know that he works with you know, a lot of people. I actually met him through John Shanks, who's a producer in Los Angeles and great guitar player. But yeah, he hipped me to Dave, and then you know, Dave's worked with Michael Landau and you know, a lot of great people. So anyway, so what we sort of put together on here was, I guess it's, these are sort of my two go-tos here are the Prescription Electronic pedals. This is a COD pedal made by Prescription Electronics, and then this is an Experience pedal, which all of these are no longer made anymore. But they're sort of, you know, fuzz octave pedals that, you know, get completely different tones. But and this is a Third Stone, which is made by Burkos FX. And he usually takes like a lot of the germanium parts, and he'll make like Dallas Arbiter fuzzes, and then this, which is more like the later Jimmy fuzz, like Woodstock fuzz. This is the Univibe, which is called Vibro. A Austin-based company makes this.
Cool.
And it's the best Univibe that I've heard that isn't the real thing, you know, isn't the original, rather.
Right. Do you have one of the originals at home or in your studio?
No, I think I ended up selling that a long time ago when I needed to, but this thing is exactly the same, you know. It's
Oh, that's... Wow, that sounds great.
Yeah.
And it kind of freaks me out watching you play backwards like that. Yeah, that sounds killer, man. Okay, cool.
So that one, this was actually a pedal that I used on my record, which was sort of a secret weapon thing here that I'm giving away right now. But it's called the Zonk Machine, and I think the original pedals that they make are something like $5,000
Oh God.
a pedal, because there aren't that many left, and it's an English fuzz, and it's sort of a wacky kind of sound because it has like a real sizzle on the top of it, and it sounds a bit like the amps blowing up.
Wow.
But and it's loud. You ready?
Yeah. That's crazy, man. It sounds like your verb went way up when you turned it
Yeah,
on.
no, I gotta get that in check.
I think it's, wow. Well, if that's a $5,000 pedal, then your secret is safe.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Well, this particular one wasn't 5,000, but I found one actually, through a guy that helped produce part of my record. This guy, Woody Jackson. Yeah. But he's in LA at Vox Studios. He hit me to this, and he's like, man, you're gonna use this on the record and I did. So.
God, that's killer, man. What a great sound. Okay, cool.
This is actually a one that I really dig and use quite a bit, but it's an overdrive, but it's so punchy, and it's, it basically does what a tube screamer tries to do, but I just think it does it better. And that's Jan Ray.
Jan Ray, okay,
yeah.
Jan Ray.
So it's just.
Wow, that's great. Yeah, what a cool pedal, man.
I think there's some natural reverb in this room too.
Yeah.
Happening.
Yeah, this is a very live room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Cool. I love every tone.
And then the Spring Chicken, which is made by Maleko, I think is the company.
Yeah.
Just a spring reverb.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they make a really good springs.
Great. Yeah, killer.
And I don't know what the chain or order is, but it sounds good. And then this is a 68.
Oh, cool.
Vox Wah.
Wow, killer, man.
And then if you want to get super aggressive and get sort of the Jimmy vibe, you can use that Univibe with the third stone.
Yeah.
And you can use the Jan Ray too, actually.
I just like that sound right there. Yeah. God, that is great, man. Yeah, awesome. I would just want to leave that on all the time. Yeah.
No, it's funny because I think it comes from, producing and having a mind that sort of is always thinking about that. But, obviously pedals are really fun. I'm a freak, as you can tell, for different sounds, but none of that stuff can really help you if you don't have like good melodic sense or good ideas or
Oh, yeah,
whatever.
totally.
And
Yeah, and you plug
so I think,
straight in.
you know, I
Sounds great.
think being able to play without pedals in the beginning and just really, you know, get a sense of how to get tone just through, you know, guitar through an amp is pretty important too.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because this is all just like elaborating on whatever it is you're hearing.
Like on the Archangel days, I imagine you had a pretty Spartan rig. It probably
Yeah, it
wasn't
was a
lot.
bit less than this.
Yeah.
I think it was the Archangels. It was a Dallas Arbiter fuzz, which is actually I put inside this thing
Oh,
here.
wow.
That
You
exact,
just
that
smashed
exact
it
pedal.
down,
Yeah.
really. That's cool.
The guy from Burkos did that.
Oh,
he
cool.
put the inside because you know inside this big, you know,
Right, they're
spaceship
huge.
looking thing. It's
Yeah.
just like these 3 little parts.
Yeah.
So I just put it inside that.
Good idea.
But I think it was just Dallas Arbiter fuzz. I had a Univibe,
Yeah.
Echoplex, and I had a Ross flanger,
Oh, cool.
one that you plug in.
Yeah.
And that thing sort of had a Leslie kind of,
Yeah.
you know, tone to it.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. Cool. And then what is this mysterious yellow
This
thing?
is just a tremolo.
Oh, cool.
This particular one's made by JHS,
Oh, yeah, they're great.
and
Yeah, it's great. Cool. Yeah, it sounds great. And then Nemesis delay looks
yeah,
like.
I'm trying this out.
Yeah.
It's a good sound of delay.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, that sounds great. We reviewed that, and it was
Oh, yeah?
there was so much stuff on it. It was like, I mean, there's a lot of
Yeah,
songs, and a
there
lot.
is.
It's kind of overwhelming.
Yeah, I only use one actually,
Yeah.
because I don't know how to.
Right.
I don't know how to change it when I'm actually playing. But the reverse, I actually got it for the reverse sound too. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, too cool. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Man, yeah, those are all just great tones. Yeah. So do you find yourself using all of them throughout the course of a night, or just depends on like?
Pretty much. Yeah, I use them on. I mean, this one's down at the moment because I think I left it in my car too long and it overheated, so the germanium thing is
Yeah.
melted or dead or something. So I mean, but yeah, I use pretty much everything every night.
Yeah. God, it sounds
Not all at the same time, but different
Right.
songs.
might be kind of fun to put them all. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the interesting thing about that guy, Dave Phillips, who I was talking about, because he somehow, you know, patches them all together where they all work with each other.
Oh, that's great.
So.
Yeah, that's killer. And then so you're running this tone bone to switch between amps?
Yeah, because I just got the analog outfitters box, so I have to switch between the super
Okay.
reverb and that.
Can you get them both at the same time, or is it one or the other?
I probably could, but I don't really need to do that because I'm not running them stereo.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, that's
with
great.
that's with the Univibe and the Vibro and the Leslie thing.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
That's interesting. interesting.
Right. Oh, yeah. God, that's killer, man. Yeah. Wow.
Well, perhaps we should look at some pedals.
Yeah,
'Cause
we
you
got my
a cool
pedal board
down here.
Did you want me to demonstrate some?
I think that would be ideal.
Okay.
Let's hear what this stuff sounds like.
This is the biggest my board has ever been. I think
Awesome.
last time I talked to Premier Guitar and did a rig rundown, it was kind of embarrassing because I had like no pedals at all. I had nothing to talk about. I had like one guitar and I was going straight into an amp, and it was the shortest interview ever. But now I got stuff to talk about.
Awesome. Shall I flick the Andrew back on?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So,
Great.
let's see. All right, so clean, you know, it's pretty light and jangly. My main go-to pedal, I say the one I can't live without, Desert Island pedal. It's probably my Analog Man King of Tone, and it's old and it's beaten up. A friend of mine gave it to me. And I was like, maybe I should just get another one, because the red feature, which I think is the dirtier channel, doesn't actually work anymore.
Uh-huh.
So I thought about getting another one, then I saw how much they're going for on eBay and how long the wait list is. I said, I'll make it work.
So you go right into the volume pedal and then into the Analog Man first?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I go through the volume pedal. And I just use that for just nuanced stuff, for slide guitar and swells. And, you know, the volume pedal is probably actually my main go-to. I probably use that the most in the show. But as far as pedals go, Analog Man is pretty mean. Yeah. It sings a lot. I mean, it has more features than that, but mine doesn't. But you know, it's kind of what I need it for. When I go into a solo and I need something loud and aggressive, bang, that's
It's there.
pedal. It's right there.
Cool.
And then when you need something even louder and more aggressive, you've got your JHS Mini Foot Fuzz, and I like it because it's mini, and you can fit more on a pedal board. But yeah, I mean, it's just loud and aggressive.
Now, is that the fuzz you used on Love Your Letters on the album?
Love Letters. I think I used it on Bulletproof. Yeah, the solo on Love Letters.
Yeah, it's got that
I
tone.
actually used that pedal a lot on the record.
Okay.
Surprisingly, with all the solos, it just, like I said, it's the most aggressive. So in the studio, when you're looking for this wide range of sound, I tend to kind of throw everything at the wall when it comes to the solos.
Sounds like a good strategy to me.
So then moving on to my super shifter, I probably don't utilize even a fraction of what this pedal can do, but I kind of use it. I've got a few moments in the show where I do either dive bombs or, like, you know, the really high up octaves or something. But like if you want to go up, you can. Ooh, that's not fast enough. You can do it faster. Hang tight. That's like the slowest it's ever gone. Yeah, just so it's like you get that Tom Morello thing happening if you need it.
And I dig that you have a POG on there too, because whenever there's a POG, you know there's some weirdness.
Yes. So no, I do use like the super shifter and the POG. You know, that kind of happens around the same time in the show. It's like that's the crazy maniac part of the show. But yeah, the POG is fun. You can, you know, get the octave up or sub-octave or octave up. Yeah. I mean, that's just fun. I use it a lot for solos. You know, when you want, honestly, I'll use the foot fuzz with it, and the micro pogs sound like they go really well together. I can give you a little of that if you want.
Excellent.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Very cool.
Then the carbon copy analog delay MX Star. It's my favorite delay. You can really tweak it, play around. I've got with the last record, we had a song called Somebody's Always Trying, and I get down on the floor and kind of mess with the, the repeat into the delay, and you can make some really wild sounds, and you can get it to drop down and, go really low with its.
Yeah, play with the sweep.
Yeah, play with the sweep.
Get a little weird.
Yeah, so I mean, kind of like doing that. You said you liked the love letters. I don't have my slide up here, but how we did that was, we did that with this pedal and like a slide guitar and a vibe.
Cool.
Yeah.
And you have a Rocky Mountain slide signature slide, is that right?
I do. I have one of those, but lately I've kind of been going back to my roots and using brass. But I do like my ceramic slides from them because you can get a range of tone, and I kind of been finding more with the brass ones. It's got a slimmer profile and it's a little easier to control for me, especially because most of my guitars have a lower action. Because I like to double up and use them for slide and for straight up soloing.
Yeah.
But so I got to kind of keep it a little closer to the neck. But for brass, it's just for me, I get a little bit more control out of it, less fret clanking, and it's just a little smoother of an operation. So then this brings me to my two newest pedals, which
Pretty and loud.
Nothing. Oh no.
Oh, we're going this way. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry.
We'll get to pretty and loud later.
Forget all this.
I don't want to rest.
This is barely being used.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean the loudest for the loudest, for my electric guitar. Pretty is for the acoustic guitar.
Okay.
I've got an LR Bags Paracoustic DI. That's for acoustic. You can kind of EQ out the wonky frequencies and play with it a bit. And then this right here, JHS tremolo pedal. It's so dang new, I can't remember what it is called, but Tidewater.
Oh, there you go.
JHS Tidewater tremolo. I just got it. This is also its debut tonight for the baritone guitar.
Excellent.
So you need a little tremolo for a baritone guitar. Yeah, just pretty tremolo, and I'm still working out the settings and everything. So then this, I just got it. I'm playing with some reverse delay.
Oh, yeah.
In the show. It's really, I don't know what I'm doing just yet, but I know I'm going to figure it out.
I know, but it's awesome though, isn't it? Reverse delay is so much fun.
Yeah, it's fun. I hope I don't mess it up today, but the Line 6 DL4, and I'm running it off the batteries because I don't know, I guess you need like the 12-volt adapter or something special. You have to go get some kind of special adapter for it, but it's kind of cool. I was messing with it this afternoon. You can get some really unique things out of it. Oh. I have to be really careful with how I do this.
And they are instantly in Axis Bolded Love territory.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I didn't know that I could do this on a pedal. I was like, this is just studio trickery, but you can do anything live.
Yeah.
Anything you want.
Yeah, which is great. We just sort of live in this golden age of gear.
Yeah.
Which is pretty amazing.
I'm a little overwhelmed by it. Like I said, I'm kind of, I came from like a pretty simplified place gear-wise. Like last time I talked to you, I was pretty out of my element with the gear, but
well, you've got a cool pedal board.
It's grown. Yeah, it's very cool. It's really personal to me in the ways that I use it, and that's all that counts. I'm still figuring out new ways to use it all the time, which is really fun.
Well, hey, let's we cover the guitars. Let's talk about these pedals a little bit.
Okay, I got well, clearly, if you look at the pedal board, I saw that the camera guy had to do a little readjusting because of this diamond encrusted Bob Bradshaw wall that I got, that Jimmy Dunlap personally, happy birthday, his birthday was yesterday, which was March 19th, and today's the 20th, yeah? Happy birthday, Jimmy Dunlap, many more, man.
Yeah.
He's done that for me. I got quite a few things on here from Dunlap,
You can see that from outer space.
Hey, man, it's the Bob Bradshaw wall.
Oh, cool.
I'm actually going first into the tuner, out of the tuner into into the whammy pedal, which I like to use. I have a Colossus fuzz here, That's made by Mojo Hand.
That right over here?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Fantastic tone out of that. I sometimes use the EVH, the Eddie Van Halen flanger made by MXR, which is Dunlop products.
Part of the Dunlop family.
I like the envelope filter. I like that, and my Air Gales brute drive, which was made by Exotic as well.
Oh, cool.
And that's my custom brute drive, which is more of a distortion. The Colossus fuzz is more fun.
Okay.
And the Tech 21 boost delay that I use for my delay stuff, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's not a lot of stuff, but
Not
you're covering a lot of sonic ground. Hey, do you mind giving us a taste test of these two so we can kind of hear them a little bit?
Here is that's a clean tone.
Yeah.
Really good tone.
Right.
Really good tone, and that's more of the
very ampy.
Really good, nice. You know, I have it shot away where, you know, pretty much everything is like straight up. You know what I mean? And that gives me more. The fuzz gives me more of the, you know. Good, you know, controllable tone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, very amp-like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't sound none of that high-end sizzle like you hear from a pedal.
And then the fuzz gives me more of a. Really good Eric Johnson-y sort of tone, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
great.
It's great, man, and I sort of set that where it gives me, you know, it's nice and rich, man, that milky tone, man,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
But you know, you never get all that dirty, like crazy dirty. It's like a very, I don't know, it's a great.
Try to keep it as controlled as possible, but, you know, nice, thick, and rich, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you never lose the notes.
Right.
Yeah, man, that's great.
And the envelope,
yeah, let's hear
just
that.
regular. Really nice, you know, that scope brings it back in, you know what I mean? And the harder you play, it reacts to it, you know what I mean? And the delay, I always keep it on. It's quarter note delays, pretty much. You can tap the tempo in.
So you tap them in and keep it always at a quarter?
Always at a quarter note. That's my slip.
Yeah.
It's a really warm tone, man.
Oh, that's
really
killer,
warm.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
Oh, I was going to say, it's interesting you use a base envelope.
I like it better. Just like it better, man.
beat them and felt that was.
Yeah, I like it better.
Yeah, it sounds killer, man.
And this is like really gives me like really cool.
Yeah, that is. Yeah,
that flips a lot of people out when they hear that, you know. So you know, it's just all in how you use it.
Right.
I don't actually have the flanger hooked up right now.
Yeah.
But I have it on there because it uses a separate output thing. But I use it and I set it to like a fast tremolo, somewhat like a tremolo pedal.
Yeah.
But then some would ask, why don't I just use a tremolo pedal? It just, you know, because sometimes I want a flange sound. So just to go back and forth, I just hit the speed button and run it.
Well, that's it. You get so little room on a pedal board, you got to make everything count.
It do. Yeah, you do.